Hey guys, welcome back to Alpha Physio Pelvic Care. Today we continue with our tips in pregnancy. And today I would like to talk about the most probably used equipment. Yeah, we can call it an equipment, is the big ball, Swiss ball, fitness ball. Everybody call it differently, but something that looks like this that I'm sitting on. I'm here fully on in my pregnancy roll, so I can feel it and you can feel it, how it is to use the ball. And today specifically I would like to talk about use of the ball in labor. In fact, this is a great investment because you can use it for some exercises, you can use it just for sitting, and later on when you have a baby you can use it on lulling the baby to sleep, and it's also kind of great workout for your legs, so 2 in 1. However, specifically today I will talk about positions you can use in labor and why these positions and movements using the ball. If you are offered a ball, or maybe you can take your own ball to the clinic, check with the clinic if they accept this kind of equipment. Most of them do, but it's always good to check what's happening with their protocols. First, I would like to say that the ball should be of your size. You don't want something really small or really big. This ball, it's 75 centimeters, I think, yeah, number 75. So I'm quite tall, I'm 1.72 m. So if you are going to use a ball, it's definitely good to check. So when you're sitting on the ball, you should be feeling steady, you should be feeling in control, and general rule of thumb, knees 90 degrees, hips 90 degrees. So you shouldn't be feeling like you're sitting up really elevated or you're dipping down and your hips are bent more than 90 degrees. If it's not going to be the case, if the ball is too big or too small, you're just going to be uncomfortable, especially when sitting on the ball. So first of all, yes, make sure the ball is of your size. Usually when you purchase the ball of the size, it gives you exact guidelines what should be your height and what the ball should be according to your height. Now, the first one is, many people say it comes to you naturally whenever you are on the ball. It might be, but what I would definitely advise to you guys to do is not to go into the labor on the ball, with the ball, without trying at least once, without trying at least to sit on it, to feel it, to see if you feel safe, if you feel stable, if you like the movement. You might not like it at all when you are in birth, and that's fine. But if you are sitting there and you feel like, this is not comfortable, I can't find excuse me, a proper position, well, it's very unlikely it's going to suddenly become comfortable in labor. But if it feels nice, the movement feels good, if it's not good in labor, okay, you can just, ignore it and do something else. This was the case with me. I was full on prepared with the ball. I was given the ball, but when I was in labor, I just didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to see it. I just wanted away from me. And it's also fine. But it's always good to try at least once or multiple times, even better, before you go into the labor. So today I'm just going to give you some examples of the movements that you can use in the ball and how they can help you. All right. First of all, just a very, very brief, basic anatomy, physiology of birth. The baby needs to go down into birthing canal. It needs to come down in your pelvis. And most of the time, this movement doesn't happen straight down. Baby rotates. Okay. Baby rotates, wiggles his or hers way down. Okay, so it doesn't happen straight down into birthing canal and out. There is a lot of rotation happening. Baby might be in a different position, might be head on the side, or maybe facing backwards. So this also can influence the movement. And you might have this so-called back labor where you really feel your contractions all in your back, and in that case, ball can really help you. So let's begin. I'm sitting here. My feet are nice and wide, and the very basic one is rotation. Rotation and breathing, okay? And you can do it in between contractions or during contractions. It's really up to you. There is no rule of thumb. You can do one way, another way, close your eyes. You can make sounds. The low level kind of chesty sounds are the best because they help you to relax. The oh kind of sounds. The higher the sound, the more your glottis is tightened up, your neck is tightened up, your jaw is tightened up, your pelvic floor is tightened up, and you are in tension. We don't want that in labor, don't we? We want to be nice and relaxed. You can also go from one side to another to wiggle that baby down the birthing canal, or just if it feels nice, side to side. It might give a relief to your back pain. So I'm here, just move a little bit so you can see from the side, side to side. It's up to you how you breathe. I'm usually not very strict. I usually suggest just keep breathing. Yeah, keep breathing. If you want to do some kind of specific breath, whatever feels right. Maybe you practice something with your midwife, with your doula. Great, do that. And sometimes the movement, what happens is the movement tricks a little bit our nervous system, and it takes away that whole attention on the contraction. Okay, so as you have the contraction and you keep moving, the brain kind of diverses a little bit from that contraction and that possible painful sensation into that movement, and it can help something nice and steady. Okay, so we're taking circles and side to side. Now, if your baby is back to back, or you need to make some space on the upper pelvis, you can also rotate forward and come back. Rotate, I would say, lean forward. Now with the breath, I'm just doing now random breath. But again, important to keep breathing, to get yourself the oxygen and oxygen to your baby. And it's a great way to let the gravity work without tiring your legs too much. Okay, so forward and back. You can also lift the belly on contraction. This will help baby to rotate more down towards the pelvis. If they say, okay, your baby is high up, one way of helping the baby is gentle elevation on contraction. Okay, and hold it there. And let go. Or if you feel like staying there, a little bit into that posterior pelvic tilt, where the pelvic tilts back, you can stay there and move a little bit. All right, with gentle elevation. Nice. Now, you can also use the ball and the 4-point kneelings. Me personally, I gave birth to my second son leaning onto so-called cub. It's inflamed kind of type of semicircle stool, but the ball can work for it as well. So you can lay down your upper body, let your belly hang. Is a great relief to your back pain, to back labor contractions as well. And again, here movement side to side, forward, back. Of course, there is no straight. Okay, I think I closed my mic. Just a second. So we are staying here and making rotations forward and back. It's a great movement if you go back, if you have a back labor, right? Let that pressure of the baby just come off a little bit your back, and it's a gravity neutral position. It opens your pelvis. Now, if you want to add a bit more opening to your pelvis, right, what you do is you rotate a little bit more in your knees and you rotate your feet out. Okay, so knees are in, feet are out, and you can just roll a little bit forward and back, or just to stay in this position. This will open up your low pelvis. Yeah, if the baby is really low and you just want to create a space, you can do it in contraction, in between contraction. You can just stay in this position. Again, make sure whenever you use the ball, you are safe. Yeah, so the ball is a moving entity, and just a second, going. So it's a moving thing. This is why it's important to try all the positions. Make sure that we are not playing with the balance. You should feel steady. You should feel safe on the ball. All right. You might want to use it on the bed, where are the rails, or you might use it on the floor. So think about how you will prepare the floor, what kind of cover you will have, waterproof things, and so on. So these little things need to be thought through. And another great position, and that can be used Again, no hard rule of thumbs. Maybe in an early mid-labor, leg out to the side. So if you want to open pelvis and rotate a little bit here and breathe. Okay. So there is no set rules when, okay, in the beginning of labor we use this, as you progress we use that. This can be looked at as things progress. Right, and the other side, and again, not necessarily to the other side. You might just want to stand on one side, and that's cool. And another thing is, to help open up the hips, you can do either lean forward, make sure the ball is, again, your size, big enough, or you can do just nice and deep squats. Again, making sure you feel comfortable, you feel safe doing so. Right? Squatting, opening your pelvis. This usually works quite well in the early labor, but if you're up to it, you know, to the moment you push, definitely go for it. Or again, if you just want to use it as a distraction tool from the pain, as the pain relief, you can just bounce on it. Okay, we all do these things where we are stressed. We can tap our leg, or we can, you know, when we hit our arm, we rub it. So we do kind of motion to suspend the painful signals. So a bit of bouncing, vocalizing, breathing on the ball can be great for that purpose. All right, guys, if you did use a ball in labor, if you're planning to use one, let me know how it feels. Let me know what helped you the most, maybe what position helped you, or maybe if it wasn't helpful at all, maybe there's a trick to use something else. Let me know. Let me know if you want me to make a video about peanut ball. It's a ball that is shaped as a peanut, which also can be a great tool in labor. Don't forget to share this video, especially with your pregnant friends, pregnant partners, pregnant people that you know, so they have this extra option. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you for your subscriptions, and we will see you soon again. Bye-bye.